All right, folks, welcome back to another positive, if you will, episode of Opaleye Presents Know Your Pros. I say positive because we're talking today to Drew Douglas of the Junk Dawgs out of Redlands, California. Junk Dawgs is your family-owned full-service junk removal company that services the entire Inland Empire, whether it's residential, whether it's commercial. They are available. They are fast. It is Drew Douglas, and I am thrilled to have the guys guest today. Thank you.
I'm stealing that intro. That was beautiful.
Dude, I've done a few of them by now, so I better be good at what I do in introducing businesses here. Drew, I wanted to talk to you because when I first came across you, your business, and Inland Empire in general, the branding and the trucks and the uniforms, it made a serious impression on me, man, because I could tell that this is a guy who's not like playing business. You are serious and you keep your stuff in line, right?
Yeah, playing business, dude. That's so funny. Like just to kind of, I already know where you're going with this question. It's the biggest question we get is, why are you different from the other ones? Well, first of all, it's the uniform. Our trucks are beautiful. They're brand new. They're always going to look good. The paint jobs are always going to be well done. The guys are always going to be in a clean, nice uniform. Red polo, black pants, black boots. And it's kind of funny you say playing business. At first, when we started the company, we definitely were playing business. We were dabbling in it. We didn't really know what we were doing. I was wearing swim trunks that were probably half the size they should have been, with pink donuts on them, and dirty white shirts and plaid freaking swim trunks and whatnot. So I was playing business, and then we were speaking before this, and you were asking what was it that blew us up, and I said it's taking it serious, and kind of keying into your point about playing business. We stopped playing business. We started doing business. We started taking it serious. We started, giving a courtesy call before the job to let them know that we're on our way, not just showing up unannounced. We started wearing uniforms. We started, keeping track of our expenses and doing the things that a real business needs to do to succeed.
Well, it's funny because like in the business of junk, right? Like you wouldn't think that having like a really clean dump truck set up with a nice paint job would be really important, because what are we taking away? After all, it's junk, it's debris, it's that stuff that's been sitting in your home or business for far too long. But like the end of the day, the truck that pulls up to your home or business is actually a reflection of the individual who's getting that stuff removed, right? And you're trying to make a great impression. So I think that speaks volumes to what we're talking about, playing business versus doing business. But I want to understand, and our viewers do too, like why this young guy, I mean, you're not yet 30, if I'm understanding correctly, right? Why did you decide to start a junk hauling business? Like, how did it become that you guys have 600 plus reviews on Google? You've got a killer Instagram. Like, why did this happen, man? How did this get started?
So I'm originally from Redlands, California, was going to school out here, played football. I moved out to Orange County to play football at a school called Saddleback. It was a junior college. Played 2 years there. Got homesick, wanted to come back to Redlands and play at the University of Redlands. I really didn't want to play football, but it was the easiest way to kind of get your foot in the door there. So I went back during the summer and started working for a now buddy of mine, really great friend of mine, who had a moving company. He was in the fraternity with my brother, so easy connection. He said he basically was looking for anybody with a pulse, and I fit the description. So I got a job with him, started moving. Not just moving junk, just moving, valuable stuff. So once I got to the junk side, it was easy to throw stuff in the truck. I didn't have to care about it. But starting the moving industry, and actually just fell in love with it. The logistics side of it, the stress, the chaos, everything I just fell in love with. And then we did junk on the side there. And I didn't think we pursued it as hard as we could have and did as well as we could have in the junk industry. But I knew there was something out there when we did 7 jobs in one day. So we did, maybe 1, maybe 2 jobs. And on the schedule, it was like a Sunday or Saturday or something. And a friend of mine at the company at the time, we were working, and, it was a day off for us, but he was like, hey, go do these 2 junk jobs. We're like, dude, it's junk. Like, that's a day off for us, let's go. So we do these 2 jobs, and he's like, hey, I got another one. You want it? I'm like, hell yeah, man, let's keep it going. And it just kept happening. And I was like, how is he doing this? I thought he was like, had a connection that he was just, pulling them from. Like, this is crazy. So we did 7 in one day. And that was the moment where I'm like, okay, there's some more to this. Like people actually have junk to be removed, because I was under the impression that there wasn't enough out there. So not wanting to compete with him in the moving industry, I said, okay, I'll take the junk, because I love the moving thing and I wanted to do it myself. I actually wanted to help him grow that company, but he was comfortable where he was at, wanted to stay what he was doing. And I was like, okay, so I'll go start my own. So I started my own, honestly, because I was kind of in that realm. But the other thing was because it was the easiest thing to do, right? You don't need a contractor's license. You don't need all this stuff. You need your business license. You need good insurance. That's about it. So that, and that's something anybody can get. That's something you don't need to have 4 years experience or 3 years of this or 4 years of that, to get. And I dropped out of school, so there was no using a degree as leverage as well. So it was literally just like 21-year-old kid with, hopes and dreams that could get the business started. So it was honestly the easiest thing, one of the easier ways to get into it. And then kind of, I guess, meshing the two statements, the last statement and this statement together, of it being easy, that is part of the problem of this industry, is that there's a lot of people willing to break the law to make money in the industry, right? They're not going to carry the right workers' comp. They're not going to carry the right auto liability or general liability, if they even have it. They're not going to get the correct business licensing for the cities and counties and different areas. They're going to break the rules to do it. So where a contractor, it is harder to get. That means your competition is going to be less. But to answer the question simply, it was the easy way to get into it. But then that led us into other problems, because it was easy. That led us into a wall. But
Right. Well, I'm glad that you decided to start your own business rather than stick around at Saddleback for too long, because most people I know who went to Saddleback College decided to major in surfing with a minor and going to play golf at Arroyo Trabuco up the street.
Did they finish in their 6th or 7th year?
Most people would call that a doctor. Well, I mean, I think it's cool that you got into junk, just because junk is, a little bit easier than doing moving, just because you're not having to wrap things up. And like you said,
right,
you need all of that licensing, but, it sounds like you guys do it the right way, carrying the proper types of insurance, and having a real clean, friendly business in the area that you guys are trying to serve, which is great. So we had talked before we started shooting about like the real difference, the why somebody should be talking to the Junk Dogs rather than any other business like the Junk Luggers or 1-800-JUNK. I'm not interested in name dropping the competition here, but I wanted to understand from you what it meant to call Junk Dogs. And we talked a little bit about that. Can you tell our viewers that?
Yeah. So like you mentioned earlier, we're family owned. It's myself and my brother that own the company. Our cousin works for us. We have, people that we went to school with in high school working with us. So it's definitely a family culture that we have there. So when you call us, we're going to treat you like family. You're not going to get a call center in another country, or a call center that just rings to some random person in another state that you don't know about. You're getting a local person. So that's number one. Local family owned company. That's the best thing. The other thing, we're open 7 days a week. So availability, technically not 24/7, but if you need us 24/7, we're going to be available. I mean, there's not any, I've never came across an urgent junk removal need other than like the same day or the next day. There's never like an overnight, plumbing or electrical issue like that. But shit, if you need us, we'll do it. Right. So we're always available. We're locally family owned, and we're friendly. We say, have a positive mindset. We say PAW, like a paw, like a dog paw. So like positivity. We're all about positivity. Our culture at our company is amazing. We have guys, hey, how many guys are coming out? I want to bring donuts. And to us at first, we're like, we're just picking up junk. What is this? But guys genuinely have an emotional side to them about the company. We try to get guys that are going to latch onto the brand rather than just latch on to what they're going to make every week or every month. So we want people to definitely be a part of our family, because we're servicing our family. So
Right.
that's the main thing. And then just to key on some, service points, we're always going to clean up. We're always going to be on time. We're always going to give a call beforehand, confirmation, accountability. We're going to do the right thing. So that's, the dependability of us is off the charts. So when you call us, you're going to get, it's like calling it, your Uncle Terry that doesn't stink or show up, shirtless sometimes to family events. He's dependable.
It says it right there on your website. I mean, like when it comes to residential or commercial junk removal, you guys are expert, you guys are capable, full service, and then affordable too. I mean, you guys have great prices, which is fantastic. So that's a a huge
Yeah.
plus. I mean, we harped on the availability though. You're going to get somebody who's a real live person when you call them. And you guys are quick. You do 24-hour turnarounds, which is fantastic. If you need, you can do same day, which is awesome. So
Yep.
here at the end, Drew, I do want to make sure that we plug you. So tell our viewers, anybody out there looking for junk removal services, how they can get in touch with you guys. Where can they find the Junk Dogs?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, junkdogs.net. You can look us up online, give us a call at the number on the website. You search on Google, you're going to find the website. All of our social media is out there. I mean, even to Pinterest and LinkedIn, and dude, we're on some weird websites. Sometimes we pop them, and I'm like, well, how did we get there? But we're everywhere. So just look us up, and get in contact with us. There's always going to be someone available to answer the call. You can book online and save a few bucks on there as well. But however you get a hold of us, we're more than happy to service you, and we're always going to do it with a smile.
Beautiful. And you mentioned positive. It takes me right back to the top at my introduction with the Junk Dogs here. We're we're barking for your business here, the Junk Dogs. It's been Drew Douglas once again. Junk Dogs of Redlands, California. They service the entire Inland Empire. Full service junk removal company, and family owned too, folks. That's huge. So Drew, that is about all the time we've got. Can I get a Junk Dogs? Ho ho. I don't know. Like
we do that all the time, dude. We try to go, like, we go to chamber events and there's 200 people in there. And we're gonna say Junk Dogs 3 1 2 3 who.
Woo, woo. That's been the Junk Dogs. It's been Drew Douglas.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
again, Drew, for joining us, man. I appreciate you.